I don't invest in Bitcoin because I think it's going to make me rich. Although that would be great, that's not why I'm in it. The real reason is something way more fundamental. It's a shift in philosophy that I had, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to explain the logic behind why I think what I think. So let me start with a question. And this is a question to the viewer. What is money? What is it? Why do we have it? What is it used for? What does it represent? Really think about that and come up with a concrete answer. The truth is that most people don't have a concrete philosophy on what money is. They don't know why we have it or why it came about, but they understand what it does, what it's used for. The key issue with that is that if you're playing a game that you don't fully know the rules, and in some cases the opponent can change the rules on you, you're bound to lose. There's no winning. It's an unfair system. So my goal for today is to hopefully educate you on what the game is, what money is, why we're all playing it, what is it for. And I think I've come up with a fairly decent definition of what money is, and it's actually quite simple. It's your time and your energy represented in a dollar value. So you work a certain amount of hours, you spend a certain amount of energy, and you get a certain amount of money for it. But in principle, this makes sense, right? You exert a certain amount of energy doing something, or you spend a certain amount of time doing something, you get rewarded in a value amount, a dollar amount, to represent that labor or that work. And this is actually something that is well documented throughout history. This is a philosophy that I didn't create myself, that has been around for time. John Locke in 1989, I think it was, he wrote that labor is what puts the difference of value on everything. He used the word labor, I might use the word energy, or energy and time, but fundamentally this is a well-known premise, is that what you put in should be what you get out. Now, obviously in the 1600s, they didn't have Bitcoin. They probably were using gold mainly, but they understood the fundamental truth that there's only so much time you have, there's only so much energy you have. So if I want payment for the energy and time I expel or use, that payment should accurately represent the effort I put in. Now, we currently live in a system today that completely flips this on its head. The money we earn, the money we work to earn, is constantly debased, constantly devalued. The effort we put in at one job may bring a different return than another job, even though one might be harder than the other or they're equal in effort. So this is a fundamental issue with how our system is set up, is that monetary compensation is not directly relevant to effort and energy. Now, why is this important? Why am I bringing this up? Why have I said all of this? It's because I want you to understand why we work for money. What are we doing it for? The reason we're doing it, and the reason we want to save money, is to save our time and energy in the future, right? If I work 10 years at a job and I can save up enough money to where I can live the next 10 years for free or off the money, then that is the scenario at which we can buy our freedom. We can buy our energy back. We can buy our time back. Now, in a system where your dollars are being debased, meaning they're inflating the monetary supply, which is leading to a devaluation of the dollar, meaning the more they print or the more money they make, the less your time and energy is worth. If I made $10 today and $10 100 years from now, but $10 is a smaller fraction of the total supply, I'm essentially doing the same work for a smaller fraction. This is a problem, and this is fundamentally what I believe Bitcoin fixes. Bitcoin is a system where the amount of Bitcoin is fixed, the issuance is on a mathematical schedule, and most importantly, the key thing that you need to understand is that Bitcoin is under the same constraints you are, meaning it requires time and it requires energy to be produced. With US dollars, Canadian dollars, whatever you're using, they can issue them at a faster rate at certain times and a slower rate at other times. Bitcoin is fixed. It's mathematically fixed, so the time variable is not changing. Now, how much energy do they need to use to print US dollars? Nothing. They press a button, they make an order, they tell someone to do it. and it happens, right? But how much energy is required to make a Bitcoin? Well, it's a certain amount. It's based on the hash rate at the time. And this is something that you can't get around, meaning I am bound by physics. I can only run so fast because my muscles can only fire so fast. And because there's things like wind resistance, there's friction, there's all these things within the physical world that create limitations, right? And Bitcoin is bound by the exact same thing. It's bound by energy limitations, bound by computational limitations. And these things are so fundamentally important to valuing what you have, because in a world where you can accurately store your value, you're actually working for something. You're working for a future, and there's something to actually achieve. Now, I can already hear people saying, well, it's just this internet money, it's in the sky, it's in the clouds, it's not real, it's not physical. And I understand why that's a thing, because the physicality of something, being able to touch it, gives it a certain realness, right? Like things we see online or digital products, they can be recreated infinitely, and there is that kind of not realness to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I understand that feeling. Trust me, I've been there, I've thought of it. But the problem with that is that when people say that, they don't truly understand what Bitcoin is and how it functions. So that's kind of a illogical response. And in a lot of what I'm saying, and this is specifically just my philosophy on it, is what I'm saying is idealistic. This is how things should function. I'm not saying it will function this way or that I can guarantee Bitcoin's going to be adopted as the money of the future, but I'm betting on it, right? That's at the end of the day, my thesis is that if people are aware enough, they will adopt it and it will become the standard of money, right? Now, I want to be completely clear and honest about this. There is definitely a possibility that Bitcoin fails and it doesn't grow in adoption. It's not the monetary standard, right? This is a real possibility. I'm not ignorant to that. I'm not sitting in delusion saying that none of this will ever happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna go to $1 million bajillion. I'm not that set in my ways. The kind of analogy I would bring to this is that I would like to live in a world where people don't kill each other, where murder isn't a thing, but I'm not dumb enough to say that we live in that world or that's what's happening right now. People kill each other and they do bad things every day, but ideally we wouldn't do that, right? Now, in the same vein, I'm very aware that we live in a system where the people with the most money have all the control. There's certain corruption in the government. The monetary system that we have right now is set up in a way that steals the value from everybody's labor and their time. But ideally, we would live in a world where that isn't a thing. That's essentially what I'm saying, and that's why I believe in Bitcoin. Now, I've ranted about philosophy and adoption and all these different things. So, yeah, I mean, to wrap this all up, basically what I'm trying to say is that I believe it to be the best option. I think we should live in a world where Bitcoin is the monetary standard. And throughout this channel, I'm going to make my case for that. I'm going to show you and hopefully educate you on why that's the case. I'm going to spread the word, spread the orange gospel, as they say. And yeah, I hope you enjoy videos like this. Let me know if you like them. One last thing though, is we have to do a portfolio check, because that is part of the channel. We are doing a 10K to 100K series. So what's going on with the portfolio? Nothing much really. We hit another DCA buy of 250 bucks. We have about 9,250 in cash. Some sitting in limit orders, but you know, price has been pretty steady. It hasn't been doing much. I'm looking forward to hopefully it dropping a bit more so we could scoop some more up. But as of right now, there's not much to update you on. But that is the video. Thank you for watching. Leave down below what you think about Bitcoin, your philosophy. why you buy it, why you don't, why you hate it, why you love it. I just want to know what you guys think. I want to try and build a community, and hopefully we can all learn from each other. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.